Okay, we're streaming live. Okay, I do. Okay. So today, for those of you who are online with us, and those who are not online with us, we are celebrating the glorious appearance day of Advaita Acarya. And we're going to be giving you a whole presentation, hopefully, about Advaita Acarya. Let me see. Okay. So, let us start. And first we're going to chant Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Daya Koro More. We gave one class this morning on Advaita Acarya, but we're going to do a presentation now. It's going to be based on a PowerPoint about Advaita Acarya. Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Daya Koro More Tumabinke Dayalu Jat Samsara Patita Parangetu Javavatara Osamapati Japrabho Napayatara Mahaprabhu Nityananda Premananda Suti Vipapalo Kanakoro Amifadu Sitapate Advaita Goswami Tamakre Papu Lepai Chaitanya Nityai Mahaswaru Sanatana Rupa Raghunatha Yuga Shri Jiva Prabhu Lokana Daya Koro Shri Acarya Prabhu Srinivas Ramachandra Sangamage Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Daya Koro More Tumabinake Dayalu Jat Samsara Acharya, Jaya Advaita Acharya, Advaita Acharya, Jaya Advaita Acharya, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Haribo, Haribo. Jai Om Vishnupad, Paramahamsa Paracharya, also Teta, Satashi Shimad, His Divine Grace, Abhaya Chadananda Bhaktivedanta Goswami, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai, ISKCON, Founder Acharya, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai, Anantakoti, Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai, Namacharya, Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Prem Se Kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasudeva Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopi Gopinath Sayama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Ki Jai Vrindavanam Ki Jai Mathuram Ki Jai Jagannath Swami Ki Jai Yamuna Mai Ki Jai Shrimati Tulasi Devi Ki Jai, Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai, Gaur Premananda Haribol. All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. And just check this. Doesn't seem to be streaming on Facebook. Just want to make sure. It's streaming on at least YouTube. Yep, it's like we are live on YouTube. So anyway, I have to fix that later on with Facebook. I could do it right now. Real quickly. No, it'll probably take too long. Just do one more second, see if I can fix that. No, it's going to take too long. All right. Let's continue. So today is Advaita Acharya's appearance day. Glorious appearance day. And we're going to be, okay. So let me read the translation. Just got caught up with my computer things of this poem. My dear Lord, please be merciful to me, because who can be more merciful than your Lordship within these three worlds? Your incarnation is just to reclaim the conditioned fallen souls, but I assure you that you will not find a more fallen soul than me. Therefore, my claim is first. My dear Lord Nityananda, you are always joyful in spiritual bliss. Since you always appear very happy, I have come to you because I am most unhappy. If you kindly put your glance over me, I may also become happy. My dear Advaita Prabhu, husband of Sita, you are so kind, please be kind to me. If you are kind to me, naturally, Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda will also be kind to me. I pray for the mercy of Swarup Damodar, the six Goswamis, namely Sri Rupa Goswami, Sri Sanatana Goswami, Sri Bhatta Raghunath Goswami, Sri Gopal Bhatta Goswami, Sri Jiva Goswami, and Sri Raghunath Das Goswami, and Lokanath Prabhu. I, Narottama Das, pray to the merciful Srinivasa Acharya, and I always desire the company of Ramachandra. So today is the appearance day of Advaita Acharya. And of course, Advaita Acharya is a member of the Panchatattva. So we're going to talk a little bit about his ontological position as well as his pastimes, but we're going to do this in the context of a slideshow. How about that, friends? So let me share the screen with the slideshow. All right. Screen 2. Okay, I think this is the right sharing. Maybe it's not. Wait a second. I don't think it's the right screen. Let me just double check. Because two of the screens look exactly the same. Yeah, it is. Okay.
I don't think it's...
It is the right screen. Okay. All right, friends. So here we go. So I'm looking at two screens here. So, okay. Okay, got it. So let's talk about Advaita Acarya, whose glorious appearance it is today. Om Gana Timidandasha Garanjana Shlakaya Chakshur Unmiritam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Let's see. Hold on a second. I gotta switch to this. Okay. There we go. Okay. So we're able to understand about Advaita Acarya because of the mercy of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, who is the founder Acharya of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. So by Prabhupada's mercy, we understand everything, not everything, but as much as possible about Advaita Acarya. So we're going to talk about the members of the Panchatattva right now. So Panchatattva means the five truths, but the word tattva doesn't really mean truth, but the five, I guess, categories of entities. So, of course, the first category of entity, tattva, is the Vishnu tattva category. Vishnu tattva means God. Then there's the Shakti tattva category, which means the energy of God, which is both the material energy and the spiritual energy. And then you have, after that, the Jiva tattva, energy of the Lord. So these are the different tattvas. So, as far as Vishnu tattva, three members of the Panchatattva are Vishnu tattva entities. That is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Krishna in the mood of Radharani, Lord Nityananda, who is Balaram Hoy Nitai, and Advaita Acarya, who is Sada Shiva, which means that Advaita Acarya is Vishnu tattva. He's God. So one may say, well, how can it be God? Because we know that Shiva is not God. Shiva is an expansion of God. Well, the original person, the original expansion, Vishnu tattva expansion, from which, or from whom, Lord Shiva, this world comes, the Shambhu or Rudra comes, is Sadashiva, who is in the spiritual world. And that Sadashiva is non-different from Mahavishnu. Therefore, Advaita Acarya is considered sometimes Mahavishnu and Sadashiva. Hold on a second. I want to put the chat window in case anyone has a heart attack. We wouldn't want that. That I always do that in case, for some reason someone can't hear or something like that. I think that's only kosher. So, anyway, three members are Vishnu tattva. In other words, Advaita Chuta Nadi Urananta Rupamadhyam Puranam Purisham Naviyoganam Cha. Non-difference, but different in mood, as we often say, quoting that verse in the Brahma Samhita. God could be in many places simultaneously, doing different things, or God can be in the same place in different forms, well, same transcendental body, but in different manifestations, doing different things. And even we find sometimes the Lord is there in two different manifestations, and they're having disagreements, like Krishna and Balaram over the marriage of Subhadra. So that's Vishnu tattva. And then, of course, Shakti tattva is Gadadhar Pandit Goswami, who is expansion of Radharani. And then we have the Jiva tattva representative, who is Srivas Thakur, sometimes considered to be Narada Muni, or an incarnation of Narada Muni. So this is the 5 personalities, the Panchatattva. All right. Trying to get to the next slide. There we go. So, combined incarnation of Mahavishnu and Sadashiva. And to get a little technical, because it said that the material nature has 2 features, the material cause and the efficient cause. The efficient causal activities are caused by Mahavishnu, and the material causal activities are caused by another form of Mahavishnu known as Advaita. So, material doesn't mean material in terms of illusion. It means the ingredients for the material energy. So material causal, that means the ingredients. Efficient means what sets everything in motion, and that's done by the glance of the Supreme Personality of God. And that glance is also known as Shambhu, according to the Brahma Samhita. So, and in Krishna Lila, Advaita Acarya is also known as a coward boy who associates with Krishna in Sakya Ras. Sakya Ras means the friendship relationship. So Advaita Acarya, he has an appearance in Braj, an appearance in Navadvip, Mayapur pastimes, and also an appearance in the creation of the material world. That's pretty nice. Very important personality who we need the mercy of. And so he's also, we mentioned this morning, but here's a picture that illustrates this. He's the protector of the holy Dham. That's called the Dikpala. And just like we have in Vrindavan, Gopishram Mahadev, and in Radhakund is Kundeshwar Mahadev, and also in Kamyavan it's Kameshwara Mahadev. So, actually, in this way, Advaita Acarya protects the holy Dham, so he functions, or he serves Krishna in many different ways. Here's a picture of Kundeshwara. Kundeshwara means the protector, or the Dikpala, which is the same thing as protector, of Radha Kund area. Kundeshwara Mahadev ki jai. And this is where Advaita Acarya's Shripat, that means his home. And of course there is some controversy as to where he was born. Some say that he was born in Shrihat, and others say Shantipur. Okay. But in any case, this is where he lived in Shantipur, his home in Shantipur, and this is a pilgrimage place. This is inside. What are the gold coins? Oh, no, I know what this gold coin is. Because his father was named Kubera Pandit, and he's considered an incarnation of Kubera. This is not inside the house. It would be pretty nice if this was inside the house. This is like gold storage. And his mother's name was Naba Devi. Here's a depiction of them. And of course, they are Virendra Brahmanas. It means very high-class Brahminical family. So his mother, before she gave birth, heard a voice from the sky predicting Advaita's advent. And particularly would be a great incarnation. And it's also stated that he would be an incarnation of Harihara. Harihara means half Krishna and half Lord Shiva. Of course, Krishna appears as Lord Shiva when he expands. And Lord Shiva is different from Krishna because Lord Shiva deals with the material world, whereas Krishna never comes in touch with his material energy, never comes in touch with the illusory energy. Whereas Lord Shiva is Krishna in touch with the illusory energy. Sometimes that's described as the difference between milk and yogurt. Krishna is compared to the milk. Lord Vishnu in his various incarnations considered to the milk, and Lord Shiva is compared to the yogurt. So you can make milk yogurt, but you can't make yogurt milk. You can't go back the other way. So Lord Shiva is not 100% the same as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But in any case, Advaita Acharya is Vishnu Tattva. So, what happened is that he was called Kamalaksha when he was born, which means what? Lotus eyes, because he had beautiful lotus eyes. And he was married to two ladies, both of whom were sisters. Sita, who was considered Yoga Maya, the internal potency of the Lord. That is, the potency that ranges for all of the Lord's pastimes. Who is Subhadra and Krishna's pastimes. Subhadra is Krishna's sister. And her expansion is called Shri. And Shri is the other wife of Advaita Acharya. So he had two wives. And sometimes Advaita Acharya is named in relationship to his wife. That's why he's called Sita Pati. I mean, the Lord of Sita. What's your name? Sita Pati. Very nice. When he was very young, Advaita Acharya was very young. We told the story this morning. This amazing story. He performed many miracles. One time, he was asked by his spiritual master to get a lotus flower that was surrounded in the Ganges, that was surrounded by snakes and thorns. So instead of swimming to it, he walked on the other flowers to get it. And one time he cured a prince that fainted at a Kali temple. So after his mother and father died, he went to on pilgrimage. And this, of course, is a picture of Lord Vishnu's lotus feet in Gaya. And that's where people go to perform this Pinda ceremony. Lord Chaitanya also went to Pinda to see Krishna's lotus feet. And that's where Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took initiation from Sri Ishwara Puri. So there, he saw Krishna's lotus feet. Another picture of Gaya, the devotees worshipping Krishna's lotus feet. And from there, he proceeded to, can anyone guess? Vrindavan. Wow. And then in Vrindavan, he happened to meet, who did he happen to meet? Madhavendra Puri. And of course, we know Madhavendra Puri was the one who installed Gopal on top of Govardhan Hill. So he met Madhavendra Puri for the first time. Later on, he did take initiation from Madhavendra Puri, but not there in Vrindavan. He took initiation in Mayapur. So he met Madhavendra Puri for the first time. And here's a picture of Madhavendra Puri's sitting place right opposite Radha Kund. Those of you who've gone to Vrindavan with me or Govardhan with me have visited this particular place. So Madhavendra Puri would sit on the banks of Radha Kund and chant the holy names, and this is called his Baitak. And while in Vrindavan, he was able to find this deity named Madan Mohan. Okay, so he was called Madan Gopal first before he became Madan Mohan. And after he found the deity, excavated and found the deity, he left the deity in the care of a Brahmin in Mathura who was from a family dynasty named Chobe. And this Brahmana didn't really know all the rules and regulations for deity worship. So instead, what did he do? Well, I'll tell you. What he did was he had the deity treated just like his son. He had another son. And the deity would sit at the dinner table with the family and eat, I guess, prasadam. And the deity would play marbles with the little boy, the son of the Brahmin. And so when Sanatana Goswami finally came to Vrindavan, and he saw how this deity, or Mathura, and saw how this deity was being not worshipped properly, at least according to the rules and regulations, he corrected the Brahmin. Then Sanatana Goswami had a dream, and Madan Gopal appeared to him in a dream and told him, "You spoiled all my fun, now you have to take care of me." And Sanatana Goswami objected, saying, "I don't have any facility." But then Krishna instructed the Brahmin, the Chobe Brahmin, to drop the deity off at Sanatana Goswami's Bhajan Kutir, which was on Dwadasadicha Tila. And so this deity was worshipped by Sanatana Goswami, and Sanatana Goswami constructed the Madan Mohan temple. Here we see a picture of Madan Mohan. Then, after visiting Vrindavan, Advaita Acharya went to Shantipur, and in Shantipur he associated and gave association to who? Haridas Thakur. And he even offered Haridas Thakur the Shraddha plate. So Shraddha is the ceremony in which you honor departed ancestors, you offer pinda, and the reason for that is it's supposed to protect them from going to the hellish planets. And part of the ceremony entails offering the plate of prasadam, no meat, fish, or eggs, or anything bad, offering the plate of prasadam to the best of the brahmanas. So Advaita Acharya recognized the superlative position of Haridas Thakur and offered him the Shraddha plate, which means he accepted Haridas Thakur as the greatest of the brahmanas. And of course, he got criticized by the ritualistic brahmanas for that. And in addition to this, he actually had many debates. Advaita Acharya had many debates with personalities who were like Digvijayis, who were going out and conquering everybody with their speech. In other words, word jugglers, and he defeated all of them. And this happened in Shantipur. So this is Advaita Acharya's house again in Shantipur. Later he went to Mayapur, because he also had a house in Mayapur. Actually, one thing is that I forgot to mention is he discovered during his tours, he discovered this old Vedic literature called the Ananta Samhita, which predicted the advent of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Sri Dham Mayapur. So he knew that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was going to advent himself in Sri Dham Mayapur. So that's why he established a house in Sri Dham Mayapur. And while he was in Sri Dham Mayapur, he met Madhavendra Puri and took initiation from Madhavendra Puri. After that, Madhavendra Puri retired to Ramuna, where there are the deities Shira Chora Gopinath. And Shira Chora Gopinath is the middle deity there. Shira Chora Gopinath means the Gopinath who stole the sweet rice for his devotee, Madhavendra Puri. And that deity was carved by Lord Ramchandra. Because when Lord Ram and Sita were in this area, Sita asked Ram, "What do you look like in Dwapara Yuga?" And Ram took out his arrow and carved this deity. And Madhavendra Puri's samadhi is here, connected very close to the temple of Shirachora Gopinath. Many great saints' samadhis are there in this isolated area. Then Advaita Acharya remained in Navadvip, and there he met Jagannath Mishra and Sachi Mata and initiated them into the 4-syllable Gopal mantra. Of course, this is a picture of the deities of Jagannath Mishra and Sachi Mata that are there at the Yogapith, the appearance place of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So then we're going to have the appearance of Lord Krishna as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So what happened is Advaita Acharya, feeling the great distress at seeing everyone suffering in Kali Yuga, especially all the atheists and word jugglers in Sri Mayapur, he prayed to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna, to appear because he understood that only Krishna in his original aspect could save all these conditioned souls. And he worshipped Krishna with Ganges water and Tulsi. And of course, here he's worshipping the Shalagram Shila of the Lord sitting by the banks of the Ganges. So he was praying, please appear. And then when he sees that Sachimata is pregnant with Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he goes to Sachimata and Jagannath Mishra's house and worships her womb with sandalwood pulp and circumambulates her. And of course, Jagannath Mishra and Sachimata didn't understand what was happening at that particular juncture. But still they respected Advaita Acharya as a great personality. Eventually, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in this world, and Sachimata was always assisted by Sita, Advaita Acharya's wife, before the birth and after the birth of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, of course, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, here's another picture of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu too, but Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had an elder brother named Vishwarupa. And Vishwarupa associated a lot with Advaita Acharya. And so what happened is that Vishwarupa, not because of Advaita Acharya, but because Vishwarupa is actually an expansion of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, non-different than Lord Nityananda, he decided to leave home. He heard his parents planning to get him married, and he said, I'm out of here. And he left that same night. And his parents were very distressed, and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was also very distressed losing his brother. Sachimata blamed Advaita Acharya, and because of blaming him and calling Advaita Acharya two-faced, because she was blaming him for thinking that he had convinced Visvarup to take sannyas, she did not get pure love of God until she apologized to Advaita Acharya. There's a whole story like that in the Chaitanya Mangal and Chaitanya Bhagavat and the Chaitanya Charitamrita. So anyway, then Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had a dream. And in that dream, he had Vishwarup, he saw Vishwarup mentioning or motioning to him, come along with me, take sannyas. And Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said to his parents, no, I'm not going to take a sannyas, of course now, which he did take later on, as we know. So he said to his parents, and then of course there's the story that his parents wouldn't let him study, at least Jagannath Mishra wouldn't let him study because he was afraid that if he studied too much he'd learn about the temporary nature of this world and not be interested in becoming a grahasta. Anyway, that's not specifically about Advaita Acharya. So, here's the picture in the dancing of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Lord Nityananda, where Sachi blamed Advaita for calling him, that is Visvarupa, to take sannyas, but she called Advaita Dvaita, which means he's two-faced. And Lord Chaitanya considered this an offense and refused to give prema to Sachi. Sachi grabbed Advaita's feet and was forgiven. Eventually, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took sannyas. And he traveled actually all over South India and to Vrindavan. But after taking sannyas, the first thing that happened after taking sannyas, he wanted to go to Vrindavan. But Lord Nityananda tricked him. He told him, we're going to Vrindavan. And instead, they wandered in Radhadesh. And Lord Nityananda told him that the Ganges River was the Jamuna, which is not actually false, because at the Triveni, the Ganges and the Jamuna, they flow together. So if you take birth in the Ganges River, you're actually taking birth in the Jamuna too, if you do it after the Triveni. So, So what happened is that Lord Nityananda tricked Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to go to Shantipur, which is on the bank of the Ganges River too. And then Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu jumped into the Ganges thinking it was the Muna, got ecstatic, but then he saw Advaita Acharya waiting on the bank with dry clothes, and then Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu understood that he was tricked. And so Lord Nityananda is extremely tricky. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took prasad at Advaita's house, but during the taking of prasad, and also Lord Nityananda was taking prasad, there was joking, sarcastic words being exchanged between Advaita Acharya and Lord Nityananda. Because Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda had not eaten that much during the days that they were wandering in Radhadesh. But what happened is that Advaita Acharya was feeding them sumptuously. And Lord Nityananda said, I was hoping that I'd be able to break my fast on this particular day. But I can see you have not even given us a morsel. And Advaita Acharya said, just be satisfied, you reject Paramahamsa. And Lord Nityananda, they had some joking words like that. Of course, it's described no one should take the side of either of them or criticize either of them for this, because this is a pastime between the different manifestations of the Supreme Personality of God. In one sense, they're the same person. They are the same person, not only one sense, in every sense, the same person, but just manifesting different moods simultaneously in the same place, as we mentioned before. And so Lord Nityananda ultimately threw some prasad, and some pieces of prasad, rice prasad, stuck to the body of Advaita Acharya, and he became ecstatic. He said, now I become mad, being touched by the rice thrown by this reject Paramahamsa. There's a very, very nice display, which is in our Srila Mayapur temple. There are these beautiful relief panels, which I took pictures of to use for different slideshows like this. So, anyway, joking words between Lord Nityananda and Advaita Acharya. So every year, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would go to Jagannath Puri to see. Advaita Acharya would go yearly to see Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Puri. So while he was in Puri, he was there with his family. Actually, Advaita Acharya had 6 sons, and 3 of which were devotees, and 3 were not devotees. And the 3 that were not devotees, he did not consider to be his sons, even though, in one sense, from an external viewpoint, they were his sons, but spiritually, he rejected them. He still took care of them, but he rejected them as his intimate associates or sons. So while he was in Jagannath Puri, his one son, Achyutananda, was with him. And Achyuta was observing Advaita Acharya while Advaita Acharya was asked a question by a man, no Brahmin. And the Brahmin asked him a question, and he said, who is Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's spiritual master? And Advaita Acharya answered, Keshava Bharati. Actually, we know that Ishwara Puri was his spiritual master, and Keshava Bharati was the sannyas guru, so he's asking, I guess either person could be considered the spiritual master of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. However, Lord Chaitanya, or the Supreme Personality of Godhead, doesn't really have a spiritual master, because he is the original spiritual master, although he may make believe, like in the case of Krishna. Krishna may believe that he had a spiritual master, Sandapani Muni. And in the case of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he made believe. Why did he make believe? To set an example for us. Lord Chaitanya is teaching us how to become Krishna conscious. You ought to accept a spiritual master. So anyway, Advaita Acharya replied, Keshava Bharati is Lord Chaitanya's spiritual master. And Achyutananda, Advaita Acharya's son, said, you are wrong, father. What kind of nonsense are you preaching? He had to chastise his father. And nobody can be Lord Chaitanya's spiritual master. And Advaita Acharya was so happy to hear that he understood that Achyutananda was his foremost son. And Achyutananda later on became one of the main gurus in our Gaudiya Sampradaya. So, there's another story. Here's another story. Advaita Acharya had some sort of debt. And to the king, I guess. And so there was the servant of Advaita Acharya named Kamalakanta Vishwas, who begged from the king, whose name was Prataparudra, that Advaita's debt would be forgiven. And when Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard what this Kamalakanta Vishwas did, Lord Chaitanya was very angry with this Kamalakanta Vishwas, not with Advaita, because it wasn't Advaita Acharya's idea. He said, "You think Advaita's a poor man." Because Advaita is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and certainly if someone's the Supreme Personality of Godhead, they're not poor. That's one of the opulences, Bhagavan, of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, all riches. Every year, of course, he attended the Rath Yatra with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and danced in ecstasy, as you see in the picture here. And also the different boat festivals at the Indra Dunya Lake and Narendra Sarovara, in which they brought the deity of Govinda, the Utsava Murti, out on a boat and worshipped the deity as all the devotees swam around the deity. Also, this all took place at the Gundija temple when Lord Jagannath goes to the Gundija temple. So Gundija temple represents Vrindavan. The temple in Puri represents Dwarka. So the Rath Yatra represents the meeting of the gopis with Krishna at Kurukshetra, where the gopis are attempting to drag Krishna back to Vrindavan, where they can associate with him, because they can't relate to Krishna as a king. So when Krishna goes to Vrindavan, or lives in Vrindavan, he assumes a different mood than he does in Dwarka or Mathura. And that mood is a very intimate mood, a very playful mood, a mood in which, I guess, rules and regulations are not followed, and etiquette, whatever. Just because it's a thick and thin relationship that Krishna has with the devotees. And so when Lord Chaitanya and his associates go to the Gundija temple, and they have pastimes that show greater intimacy and more playfulness. And one of those pastimes is when the devotees go swimming in the Indradunya Lake, and also Narendra Sarovar, and they have water fights. And in those water fights, some devotees imitate frogs, and they splash each other. And we find that Lord Nityananda splashes Advaita Acharya, and Lord Advaita Acharya, as you see in this picture, he can't see because all the water has gotten into his eyes. And so he chastises Lord Nityananda with some bad words. I'm sure it's not four-letter words, but with some bad words. And we even see Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya is supposed to be the most serious scholar, and Ramananda Roy fighting each other. These pastimes are really intimate and nectarian. And Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was enjoying, seeing the devotees enjoy, interact in such a way. Especially Advaita Acharya and Lord Nityananda. So one time, in the Indradunya Lake, Lord Chaitanya called Advaita Acharya over, and he asked him to act as Sesha Nag. And then Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu floated on top of him. So Advaita Acharya actually showed that he's non-different from Sheshanag, although that's not the specific expansion generally, but all the incarnations of the Lord are the same. Advaita Chuta Nadi Ananta Rupam Adyam Purana Purasham Navayovanam Cha. So, once upon a time, after Lord Chaitanya's devotee Jagadananda Pandit became angry. The reason he became angry is because Jagadananda Pandit he went to great lengths to bring back sandalwood oil so Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu could be bathed with sandalwood oil. And Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu refused because he didn't want to be considered a Dari sannyasi. That means a sannyasi who keeps women, or a sannyasi who wears perfume. And so he thought this was inappropriate. So he wanted the oil used for Lord Jagannath. So ultimately he told Jagadananda, you should use this oil for Lord Jagannath. And Jagadananda said, who told you that I brought oil? And then Jagadananda picked up the oil and broke it on the steps. And after that, Jagadananda for several days just locked himself in his room. And then finally, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, to get Jagadananda out of the room, had to ask Jagadananda to cook for him. And Jagadananda got out, cooked for Lord Chaitanya, and Lord Chaitanya said, you cook very well, especially if you're angry. So eventually, Lord Chaitanya wanted to send Jagadananda to Navadvip. And in Navadvip, he associated with Advaita Acarya, of course, with Sachimata. They all appreciated Jagadananda telling about Lord Chaitanya's pastimes in Jagannath Puri. And he was given a message by Advaita Acarya to convey to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And of course, that message was, it's time to leave this world. So Advaita Acarya brought Lord Chaitanya to this world, and Advaita Acarya is now telling him to leave. And I'm going to read the context, or read the text of that message. Please inform Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is acting like a madman, that everyone here has become mad like him. Inform him also that in the marketplace rice is no longer in demand. Further tell him that those now mad in ecstatic love are no longer interested in the material world. Also tell Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that one who has also become madman, one has spoken, that's Advaita Acarya, has spoken these words. So, and that means it's time to leave. So after hearing these words by Advaita Acarya, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu smiled and said, I guess that's his order. And then he was silent. And Swarup Damodar Goswami said, what is the meaning of this? I could not understand it. Lord Chaitanya replied, Advaita Acarya is a great worshipper of the Lord and very expert in the regulative principles enjoined in the Vedic literatures. Advaita Acarya invites the Lord to come and be worshipped, and then to perform the worship he keeps the deity for some time. After the worship is completed, he sends the deity somewhere else. I do not know the meaning of this sonnet, nor do I know what is in Advaita Prabhu's mind. Advaita Acarya is a great mystic. No one can understand him. He is expert in writing sonnets that even myself cannot understand. Lord Chaitanya then disappeared into the Tota Gopinath deity. This is the Tota Gopinath deity, one of the few deities of Krishna that's actually sitting down. I mean, Krishna as with the gopis. Of course, Ladu Gopal was crawling, but here Krishna is actually sitting down because Krishna sat down so that Gadadhar Pandit could bathe him when Gadadhar Pandit was quite old. So Lord Chaitanya entered into the deity and disappeared from this world. So when Lord Chaitanya disappeared from this world, then Advaita Acarya got very upset, and he thought, even though he called for the Lord to disappear, he thought, now it's time for me to disappear. He had these ecstatic expressions of, where is Lord Chaitanya? Where is Lord Chaitanya? Where is Lord Chaitanya? In the middle of a kirtan. And finally he said, here he is. So he entered the temple of Madan Gopal, which is not the same Madan Gopal that's there in Vrindavan, but Madan Gopal that was in Shantipur. He entered the temple of Madan Gopal, and he never came out of the temple. That's how he left this world. This is the Madan Mohan temple in Shantipur, and then here's the deities. Madan Gopal. Madan Gopal. So that's where Advaita Acarya disappeared, in Shantipur. And these deities are being worshipped very, very well nowadays. So all glories to Advaita Acarya. So today is his appearance day, and we will stop sharing and then take some questions if anyone has any questions. Okay, Advaita Acharya Ki Jai. We stop sharing, and now we will allow you, good souls, to ask questions. If anyone has any quick questions, type in the chat window, or you can raise your hand. Rishikesh, you have a question.
Yes, good day, Hare Krishna, good day. Uh, I had a question
I
since
can't hear you. Hold on a second. Let me get my. Let me turn on the audio for this thing. Speakers. Oh yeah, it's on the wrong speaker. Uh, okay. Ask your
can
question.
you, can
Yeah,
you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay. My question was since Advaita Acharya is Mahavishnu,
Yeah.
uh, does he come to every universe, Gurudev, to basically invite Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in that universe also?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay,
Whenever Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appears, Advaita Acharya appears.
I see. I see.
I mean, the Panchatattva, they all appear together. They're a team.
So every universe he goes and invites at the same time.
Yes.
I see.
Yeah. Every universe. Every yeah. Every material universe. That's right.
Thank you, Gurudev. Yes, yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, these are eternal pastimes. Prabhupada said the pastimes of the Lord are eternally going on. In some universe, Krishna is appearing. Yashodamai is giving birth to Krishna. I know you think that Devaki gave birth to Krishna, but I think Yashodamai gave birth to Krishna. Anyway, so we're not going to get into that here. But these things are going as like a routine spool. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes are non different than Lord Krishna's pastimes, so they're Nitya Leela or eternal. Okay, who else has a question? We still got a few more minutes. Advaita Chandra, you have a question.
Hare Krishna Gurudev. Nice to see
Haribol.
you. I wanted to ask about, the cryptic message that Advaita Acharya sent, and specifically the action that Advaita Acharya is asking Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to leave. And I was curious, like, why did he ask the Lord to leave? Of course, yes, it's past time, but, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, if he stayed, like, what was the reason for Advaita Acharya?
I mean, I could guess, but I can guess, but uh, because that's the Lord's pastimes. It's time. Just like when it was time for Krishna to leave, then he arranged for this Moshe Leela, and he arranged for all of his associates to just sort of like kill each other, get drunk, and kill each other, and and Dvorka. So it's just pastime. I mean, yeah, just how they plan. It's just like if you're doing a drama, okay, it's time to end the drama because it's Leela, it's drama. Okay, time to end the drama. Like in one sense, I guess Advaita Acharya would be considered the director of Lord Chaitanya's pastimes. Of course, in one sense, Advaita Acharya was the cause of Lord Chaitanya's coming down. I mean, these are the external cause, but then the esoteric or internal cause is the Lord wanting to see himself from Radharani's perspective, to taste the bliss that Radharani feels for him, and to understand love of God, love of himself. So, anyway, these are the esoteric, but those are the primary reasons, the esoteric reasons. And externally, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu spreads the Krishna conscious movement, and Advaita Acharya assists him in this. I guess he's like the director. Okay, it's time to start the show. Okay, it's time to end the show. Good question. All right, we have another question here. Uh, Advaita Acharya is Mahavishnu, Lord Shiva combined, who are non different from each other. But Sada Shiva. Yes, I addressed that in the beginning. One of the offenses of the holy name is to consider the name of Shiva as the same as Krishna. can you please help me can you help me understand this? Well, the Vishnu Tattva source from whom the Lord Shiva, this world, expands is called Sada Shiva. He is Vishnu Tattva. He is not Shiva Tattva. To be more precise, there's a specific Tattva category, unique, which Lord Shiva is. And so that Lord Shiva expands from the Sada Shiva Vishnu Tattva expansion of Krishna. And anyway, and Mahavishnu, and all the Vishnu Tattva expansions, whether you're talking about Mahavishnu, Garbadeksha Vishnu, Shiradaksha Vishnu, Nrsimha Bhagawan, Korma, Matcha, etc., they're all the same person. All the same person, acting differently at different times, or all simultaneously at the same time. It's one of these achincha things. Achincha, I guess, inconceivable or hard to think about, to give the exact definition. Achincha. So, in other words, Sada Shiva is different from the Shiva in this world, but the Shiva in this world expands from Sada Shiva. So, in that sense, that Sada Shiva is Vishnu Tattva. He's not different from Mahavishnu. Not the Lord Shiva of this world. I hope that makes sense. At least that was how it was explained. I had the same question years and years ago, so I approached one of our ISKCON sadhus, one who knows Sanskrit better than anybody I know. His name was Gopi Pranadana Prabhu, who is my dear friend, who passed away a number of years ago, and he explained it in this way to me, because I had the same question. So it's good to quote my reference. But if you go into the Chaitanya Charitamrita, it's pretty clear that Advaita Acarya is Vishnu Tattva, and the Shiva of this world is not Vishnu Tattva. Rudra is not Vishnu Tattva. Shambhu comes from the glance of the Mahavishnu. And so, anyway, Mahavishnu expands as the material cause and the efficient cause of this world. Material cause means he causes the ingredients like Bhumi, Rapo, and Lo, Vayu, Kamano, earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, and false ego. And actually, originally the Pradhan, which is... Alright, so originally there's the Pradhan, which is put into motion by the glance of the Mahavishnu. Okay, a little complicated. Okay, we have to end now. Time to go. It's 6 o'clock. That's my deadline. It's the witching hour. Not witching hours. It's pumpkin time. So, I don't turn into a pumpkin. Don't worry. Even though the color of my dhoti is a pumpkin color. So anyway, so we'll see everybody. Hopefully we can have a class tomorrow.